Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. Bitcoin obviously started the day quite positive, but then came down again. So we haven't really moved overall too much, even slightly down now for the day. And you might recall from my previous updates that there is actually a CME gap that potentially needed closing. So I've highlighted this here on the chart of the CME. And it's this gap here that is pretty much between $117,400 and $119,000, yeah? So this gap here. So the price moved away and then, you know, we've just come back to that gap. It's not closed yet, so technically the price would need to go a little lower to actually close it, and then we'll see what happens. But I'll share with you what the Elliott Wave structure suggests could happen. It's simply a gap, obviously, which could also sometimes these act even as support levels. I've also added here to the chart some basic Fibonacci levels, so around $118,800. There's some additional support. You see the price is touching that level right now. That's the golden ratio level. And the lower boundary of that gap is pretty much where the 78.6 retracement level is located. At 117,700. So in that area, there could be some additional support. But what we have seen from the intraday high is something that looks like a 5-wave move down. So you see that here. First of all, the yellow scenario I shared in the last video seems to be unfolding. That's the wave 4 pullback, yeah? So you might, if you watched the previous video, then you know that in the yellow count, we were watching for wave 1, wave 2, wave wave 3 here, and potentially a deeper wave 4. The reason why I'm saying this is likely playing out is because we broke upper micro support for direct upside continuation. That was the signal that we needed to get at least some clarity that the market wants to give us a deeper pullback, potentially even close that gap. And it's a 5-wave move down here. And then next we could get a bounce and maybe another leg down. That could lead to the close of the gap before we go higher, okay? So this is what I'm tracking in the yellow scenario. If I go to the 15-minute chart, you actually see this 5-wave move down. It starts to nearly look like a 3-wave move down again, which is, again, not so important because this A wave can be 3 or 5 waves, but the pullback is deep enough to consider it wave 4 in yellow. If the next bounce is corrective in nature, then it could take us into that resistance area. Let me slightly adjust resistance based on the last low that just now formed. And your, nearest resistance area is between $120,200 and $121,830. So if the move up now, that could start from here. I mean, we've hit Fibonacci support there, and structural support where we have that red line, previous swing low. We now get a bounce, and it's actually a corrective bounce, which means in a 3-wave pattern. It's this area, between 120,200 to 121,830, which could be tested. So I am now, because of that potential 5-wave move down, I am watching for a corrective bounce. But if we get 5 waves up, then we might already be in the next breakout phase. We've now hit support. It's the 38.2 retracement here on this chart, and on the CME chart, just different way of measuring it. We've got the 61.8 Fib level exactly here. So there is some strong support and the previous swing low and the top of the gap. So we might see a bounce from here. Gotta say that the move down and the break of upper micro support has obviously also made it more likely that we could even be in a deeper pullback, which might be a wave 2. If we get to the lower boundary of that orange box here around 114K, it might rather be a wave 2. It's worth keeping an open mind. I don't so much like the micro price action on the Bitcoin chart. I believe I said that over the last few days. Ethereum is much clearer. So I expect the Bitcoin price action still to morph a little bit, to change a little bit. But for now, pressure appears down locally. But I still see the overall move down so far just as a corrective pullback, as long as we're holding above Fibonacci support, above $114,080. I mean, below that level, I cannot assume anymore that we've actually bottomed in August. And I have to assume that maybe this larger correction is still unfolding. This might be a B wave top, but that would only become evident if we get a break below 114,080. So that should give you some clarity, should give you the next levels to watch. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, if you're interested, check out our channel page where you can find information about the channel membership. There's a video here, 2 minutes, that explains the membership benefits. As a member, you get access to member-only videos like FET was covered today. We had Casper yesterday, Pengu, Ethereum. You get access to these updates, plus our membership live stream and the recordings. If you're a gold member, you even get access to our Discord server with additional updates about a lot of cryptos, intraday updates, live charts, TradingView live charts, chat room access, educational materials, an Elliott Wave course, a risk management course, and much more. So check it out if you're interested. See you over there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.